I greet everybody today. It is a nice time meeting together once again, and I welcome you all to our finance chat room. This is a chat center where we discuss something that will benefit us, most especially in the finance and other areas of life. So you are all welcome for this special training session today again. We are still celebrating the new year 2023. And some people have made a lot of resolutions. They have made a lot of plans, their budgets, and they have thought through and where they are going to be this year. But I'm going to tell you some of the things you need to do to reach your peak in this year 2023. And of course, you must understand that your happiness, your joy, and fulfillment is always at the peak of your life. So I want to take you from where you are this year to a different heights altogether, to the next level of your life. So this moment we are discussing on reaching your peak this year 2023. Reaching your peak, the peak, the echelons, the heights of your expectation this year. And I will give you some principle. And let me tell you what an individual said. Ryan's Eagle. He said, never stop taking risk. Just keep reaching. Never stopped taking risk. Just do what? Keep reaching. And that was made by Ryan's Eagle. And I want to say there are some principles, there are some guidelines, there are some laws, there are some principles you must observe in order to get to the peak of this year, 2023. And of course, you may be thinking, you may be contemplating that last year or some years back, you equally been planning to get to some level of your life, but you couldn't reach it. You shouldn't attain the level of your expectations, of your desire, of your limits. But this day and this year, I trust the Lord with you. And I believed in your capacity and your ability, in your faith, that you can reach that top you are aiming at this year. Somebody said this, and this was said by Laila Gifted Akili. He said, take the challenge of your life, reach out to your goals. There is no limit to what you can achieve. No limits. There is no limit. And another person said this, and this was said by Keze Kazim. He said, keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. The stars, the sky becoming your limits. And in fact, sometimes it may not be your limit, just the starting point. But there's some things you need to do this year in order to get to that peak. So I'm going to talk on that, reaching your peak in 2023. And I'm going to use all through letter R, the key. And of course, if you have listened to my my past video on A to Z of success, key to success, you will discover that I picked this letter from A to Z telling us what key you must use this year to open that locked, to open opportunities and privileges. But today I'm going to center on R. Now, if you are going to get to your peak this year, the first R is that you must have to re-strategize. Think on your strategies. If the previous strategies have not worked, then don't kill yourself. Think on another strategies. There are various strategies you need to think, you need to work on. So re-strategize. If the position you stood last year or in previous year did not help you attain your heights, never mind. Relook into it and re-strategize, reposition yourself in order to get to your peak. Number two, renewed your mind and thoughts. Don't forget that everything you want to do is centered in your heart. And when there is a will, there's always a way. So you will not die in the old mind, the old mindset, the old thoughts. And then you'll be walking like, you'll be thinking like, no. What do you need to do? Renew it. Refresh your mind. Refresh your thoughts. Bring in new mind that you can make it in life. So what do? Renewed your mind. Renewed your thoughts. Killed old mindsets. Killed old thoughts so that you can make new progress. Number three, rebuild your broken relationship. You know, sometime last year or in the previous year, you would have been somewhere up. And it could be there was a friend that would have taken you like eagles and fly to the top. But unfortunately, the relationship got sour and a lot of problems in the relationship. So if you want to get to the peak of your life today, what you need to do? Rebuild your relationship. Rebuild your relationship. The people you are going with, that means the associates need to be involved. The company need to be involved. And if you are working with a foul, you know that you not go far. So you need to come and rebuild your relationship with the eagles so that you can get to the top. So what you need to do today, you must, and it's a must, that you must renew and rebuild your broken relationship. Number four, rebrand yourself. You know, we're living in the world of repackaging. And people are repackaging, companies are repackaging, individuals are repackaging, and so that your products will not be outdated. And you too, you will not be outdated. What do you need to do? Rebrand, repackage yourself. Think on what the new thing. Bring some innovatives or innovations. Bring in some ideas. And you want to dress in models and in a moderate way. And you are doing business, rebrand your business. And whatever thing you are doing, you are teaching, rebrand your teaching. You are involving in one way or on one thing or the other. What do you need to do so that you can be sellable, so that you can be valuable in this recent society? Do what? Rebrand yourself. Rebrand in every angles of your life. And not only that, you need to repackage your business. Repackage your skill. And perhaps some of us have been old school and you have graduated from school many years back. And then you discover that the society we live today has so changed and you want to still be valuable in the society. What you need to do is to repackage. You may be an old sister, you can repackage yourself, look brand new. You may be old, brother. You can repackage yourself and look brand bubble. So what do you need to do? Repackage yourself. The way you dress, repackage your business, repackage your skill. What skill did you have? Where do you learn the skill? Can you fit in bringing the skill into the modern days? Can your business still keep going, existing in this period? And of course, if you know you cannot go along with the recent time, what do you need to do? Repackage. And not only that, the next one is replant. If the previous plant has failed, don't kill yourself there. Think on how to replant what you plan and fail, and do it in a more sophisticated way, in a more better way. Forget about the old plans. Think on what to do. Study about others. Read about others. How did they make it? How did they plan and succeed? And there are some people, they just budgeted, and they are running budget and they fail. And say, well, since we failed last time, and then it means that if we still do it this time, it's going to be a waste of. No, my friend. What do you need to do? Replant. Replant your movement. Replant your fellowship. Replant your business, replant your finance, replant your academics, replant your professions. And the next one is refired. Instead for you to retire this time, because if you retired, you won't get to the peak. If you are tired, you will not be able to reach the heights. You will not reach your dream. You will not get to your destiny. So what you need to do? You need to do what? You need to refire it. Refire it in order to do what? To fire up. The next one, R, is recharge. Recharge to excel. And we will talk about um, a phone or some of the electronics. And you know that you need to tap the current in order to allow that electronic to work. Or a cell phone, and sometimes because of the usage of your phone, and then the battery run down, and when the battery run down, you can do nowhere, you cannot use it. That phones will lie down dormant, unusable. So for you to put that phone again into use, what you need to do, you need to recharge, fix it into current, and the current will run through it, and before you know it, the battery started starting, and then as soon as the battery charge, you can now make use of that phone, and you can reach the globe, you can reach the whole world, you can reach your friends, you can reach everywhere. So what you need to do this year is to recharge yourself. How do you recharge yourself to excel? There are many things you need to do. Go to the source of your strength. Get to friends. Get to people that can inspire you up, that can steer you up, that can motivate you, that can inspire you in that field of your endeavor, in that business you want to go into. Whether you are students, get to people, read. There are so many avenues you can get yourself recharged. And once you recharge yourself, you'll be able to do what? You will be able to excel. So recharge your ambitions and recharge your aspirations, and then work on them. And not only that, another R is that rethink on your past actions and its consequences. Perhaps where you are today, it was because of wrong decision you took and wrong actions, and you're suffering the consequences, the effects of that action you took. And then you're thinking, this year, how will it be? What you need to do is that rethink where you fail. Rethink on where what action cost you. It cost you some damages. It cost you some delays. It cost you not to get to the top. It cost you to lose some friends. It cost you to lose some business opportunities and privileges. It costs you a lot of things because of that action. That action could have been laziness, sluggishness, nonchalant attitude. And you know that all the same procrastinations, this would have been some of the actions you took, and it placed you at the level where you are today. So what you need to do, you need to do what? Rethink on that plant, the past plant, and then use that as a stepping stone to enable you climb up and get to the top. And you climb up and get to the peak. And when you get to the peak, and that is the point of fulfillment, that's a point of happiness, that's a point of joy. And you look at where you are and where you're coming from, you'll be very happy. Ah, is it me? And that is, you must have to work on your thinking. You don't think like a dwarf, you don't think like fowl, but you think like eagles. You don't think like a poor person. No. You don't think again, oh, what kind of life is this? No. You think like a rich man. You think like like a big boy, a big girl. You think that you have already arrived. You think like eagles. I'm sorry, I'm getting to the top. I'm mounting with new wings. So you changed your thought. You rethink on those action you took, and then changed the way of thinking, change those actions so that you'll be able to scale up with a great speed to get to the peak of your success. And not only that, what you need to do today, you need to read. And we need, you know that we've been hearing this, that readers are leaders. And if you are not reading, you will not discover new information that even help you to repackage, that even help you to rebrand yourself, that even help you to rebuild yourself. So what you need to do, you won't get information. Information is hid in the books. And thank God for internet today. You can get to every any part of the world today to get information through internet. Even if you want to learn a skill, it's there. You want to repackage your skill, you want to repackage your professions, it's possible. You can get it there because the internet technologies have turned our world to a global village. So whatever information you need, you can get it just at the snap of your hands. You can get it. So you do what? You read wide, read good materials, read books, source internet for better things, read the Bible, read good books. There are good books. In fact, these are the books that speaks about the speak volume of the writers, how they succeeded, and they became so valuable in their society. They become so useful in their society, and they become millionaire, billionaires. They become, I mean, they're rich men, and they become, their health is affected because of what they did, and they pen down these things. So if you want to be even healthy, you need to read books about health. You want to succeed? Read books about success. Is there. You want to become a millionaire? You want to become a rich man? You want to change the rank of life from poverty to great and rich man? You can do it. Read books. Read books. And reading, do you know what happens? Apart from reading will help you to get information, it will help you also in inventions of new ideas. And it help you in innovations and so forth. Knowledge is vast in the books. Information is vast in the book. Invention is vast in the books. And initiations is vast in the book. So you must read and read wide. And not only that, some people fail to reach the top because they lose focus on their directions. But this year, you will not look away. You this year you are going to be focused. So what do I talk about now? Refocused. You know the direction you are going. You know the dreams you have. You know the talents. You know the direction to your destiny. You are not subjected to side distractions or side attractions. No, you are focused and refocused. Perhaps you started something last year or some years back, and because of lack of focus, you lose tangents, you lose your way, you have accidents, and because of that accidents that you had, it smashed and scattered your life, and you are not able to gather your life again. This year, just rise, awake the giants in you, and then do what? Refocused, refocused in your dreams, refocused in your destiny. Set your priority right this year. And once you set that priorities, do what? Focus on that priority. Whatever thing they want to sway you away from there, just remember, you know where you're going. Remember, you know your direction you're going. So no one else will come to confuse you and not to allow you get to the peak of your life. So even if you missed your way, you can still come back and refocus. Yes, I know where I'm heading to. This thing came here and then block my way, and then you clear it off and then continue to do what? To focus and refocus aright. Not only that, what you need to do is that you must remove not and remove it. Two things. Remove not and remove it. If you want to get to the peak, if you want to succeed in life, if you want to make it in life this year, there are some things you need to remove. There are some things you need to take away. And there are some things you don't need to remove. And those things you don't need to remove, we call it ancient landmarks. And the great men that attains their heights, the great people that achieve their success, the great people that make it in life, and they live a fulfilled life. They live a successful life. They make it in life. You know what they do? These people looked at the landmarks of the people, predecessors, the people who have made it. What are they laid down? Ancient landmarks. So don't remove that landmark. Number one landmark is that you shouldn't remove landmark of arts, artwork. You shouldn't remove it. That's landmark. This is what some people do, and they succeed in life, and they work hard. Don't remove the landmarks of trusting on Almighty God, who is a key, very, very key in our success. And there are some people that think that they can achieve, they can do it without God. No, my dear, you cannot do without God. So that is ancient landmarks. And Jesus said in the Bible, you cannot do without me. It's true. So you cannot do without him. You cannot do. You cannot. So you don't remove that kind of landmarks. And not only that, you cannot do it alone. That's why we talk about networking. Please visit my last or some the previous videos in my YouTube. Then you discover this, that networking is a very powerful key for success. And some people don't know that. And they feel that I can do it alone. No, a tree cannot form a forest. A single broom cannot form a bundle. Only that brooms come together and form a bundle. And a king, one person in a city, cannot be king of himself. So don't remove the ancient landmarks. I said, remove not those things that other people does, and they were able to make it. Study them, look at them, and work on them, and don't tamper to remove them. Don't remove them. What do you do? I said, remove it. Number one, don't remove. There's things you don't need to remove, and there are things you must remove. What are those things you need to remove? Remove some destiny destroyers in your life. Remove them. Jettisons them. Throw them away from your life. 2, remove procrastination. It kills. Take it away. 3, remove nonchalant attitude, the attitude of it never mean it's not, it doesn't matter. Remove it. Remove laziness. Remove sluggishness. Remove it. And these are some of the things that you need to remove. And some other things, you know that these are the problems that keep you maroning, that keep you at this point where you are today. So you will do what? Remove this one out your life. Some bad company, some bad friend. Show me your friend, and I will tell you who you are. And these are the friends, and you keep working with, and every time you come in contact with them, and the people that will slow you down on the wrong of your progress. What you need to do? Remove them, take them away, shift them away from your life, so that you can be happy, so that you can get to where you want to get to, so that you can look back and say, yes, do what? Join the group of the eagles and soar high and get to the top and to the peak. Do what? Remove it and move not. The next one is, what you need to do is that you must you must also rework on your failed plans. And the plans, good plans you have. But unfortunately, these plans seem to fail. But you know that your future is vested on it. Because the road to better things is not always very simple. And sometimes your life, your progress is in that project you start some time ago. And it's like you are getting some difficulties along the way. And if you pack it up, you pack your destiny. So what do you need to do? You work and rework on that plan, on that project. Now, and the next one is reaffirmed your convictions, reaffirm your associates, reaffirm your company. And then, what we talk about today, perhaps you know that you had convictions on these things, that if I do this, I will succeed. If I continue to on this, I'm going to get to somewhere. And then you have that convictions and you're convicted. And then it's like something is coming into some conflicts to interfere with that conviction. What they need to do, get back again, reaffirmed that conviction. And I talk about friends and associates. There's some of these friends I like to talk about. Anytime I remember them, the companions, the compatible companions, the great achievers, and I call them Daniel's companions. You know that these people had a very strong, formidable company, and you see all of them in that company. They were great achievers, and in fact, let me tell you, friends, you may not know it. If your friend is achiever, honestly, you'll be the next achiever. If your friends have reached up there, the next person that will run the last rung is you. If your friend is great, is making things happening, he makes things happen, the next person will be you. So do what? Reaffirm that company you are working with. Reaffirm the associates. Can this associate, can this company, can these friends, can this relationship help me achieve what I am aiming at? Reaffirm it. And if in your affirmations you discover that this is not the right company, do what? Detach. Remove yourselves. Throw them off. Remove them so that you can get to the top. Another one is repositions yourself where God and men can locate you. Sometimes some people do not know that if they have made this, if they have done this, there would have been, great people in life. There would have been great achievers in life. There would have been people that add values in life. There would have been people that would have lived a happy and a joyful life if you have done this. Because let me tell you, God will locate you when you position yourself where He can locate you. And there are people, a friend of mine told me some time ago, as we were discussing how he missed opportunity in Shell. And the job came, and it was somewhere, and a friend called him. He said, "Please, can you come back?" He said, "No, I cannot come back. I have a little to I'm doing. I cannot come." And they were searching for him, searching for him, searching for him. They couldn't find him. By the time it happens, I don't know some people like that, that when you are being searched for, they can't find you because you are somewhere there. Make yourself available. Make yourself, reposition yourself. Let's look at this. Sometime when rain fall, rain cannot carry debris from upland unless those debris or those things that they are on the road where erosion is passing. The water erosion can only carry things that are on the path that they are passing. And God and human beings will locate people that are always available there. So what do you need to do this time? The Lord will locate you when you position yourself where He can find you. Jobs and opportunity will come to you when you position yourself, make yourself available where men could locate you. And what are those things that you can do to position yourself, reposition yourself? Maybe where you're hiding, where you're staying, like what I said much earlier, and you need to repackage yourself. When you repackage yourself, people will look for you. When you know what they're doing, and that thing you are doing there is to help you reposition yourself. Reposition yourself in all angles, on the skills. Get involved into different skills. That when it comes, you are already there. This other one comes, you are there. Don't just on one directions, straight jackets. No. Get yourself around and get yourself prepared. The next one is reorganize yourself this year. Reorganize yourself. You see, some people are so disorganized. And you enter to where they live, everything is in disarray. And you begin to look at their lives are not focused. Their lives are scattered, their plans scattered, and they're not organized. You see them, the way they are talking, they are not organized. They're moving on the road, they are not organized. So this year, if you are going to get there, get to the top, reach your peak, you must learn to reorganize yourself. Reorganize your plans. Reorganize your thoughts. Reorganize everything about you. And then get set. Because this year, you'll be happy. And not only that, you have to release your potentials and skills. Release your potential and skill. There are so many people that have a lot of potentials. They have a lot of skills, but they don't want to release it. They are afraid. What would people say? If I make mistakes today, if I announce that I have these talents, if I announce that I have these gifts, and I start displaying, and eventually I fail, what would people say? No, your life is not on what people say. Rather, your life is on your achievements. So what you need to do now is that you must release. Is it sinking? Is it gifted? Anything you know that you can do and do well, forget about failing. Forget about whether I will fail. People will laugh me if I fail. No, that's not an issue. If anybody that want to laugh, that's that person business. That is don't work this year. But for you, do what? Release it. You want to speak, release it. You want to write, release it. You want to walk, release it. You have skill, you have talents, go ahead. Blow it on. Blow your own personal trumpets. This is what I can do. Go to the internet, go to everywhere. Tell friends that this is a new things I have to do. Go ahead and do it. And then when you do that, the first, second, and the third, and then already you're climbing the rungs of life. And you get to the top this year. And not only that, but before I close for that today, there's something I must tell you that this year you have to work on and you have to do it. You have to relocate. Now, no permanent place in life for success. One thing that is certain in life is change. And some people do not know that life changes has come to stay. So you need to work on this principle. Change is something that is permanent. Your business, you're a business person, and you know that where you presently reside for your business or business reside is not helping you achieve your set goal or target. You know what? Think of relocating. You are living in an apartment for many years, rental apartments. It's not your personal apartment or built apartments. And you know that as long as you stay in this environment, you are not making expected progress. What do you need to do? Think of changing that environment. Change your environment, bring a lot of things. I remember some years back, this friend of mine, a brother, and he has issue with his marriage, and the wife could not conceive many, many years. And the family of the brother actually came on the brother. They tried to set the brother up. He should get out and look for another wife to marry. But you know, as God may have it, the brother have a job, a cross-posting job, and they moved him out from Nigeria to another country, and he traveled the wife. And you know, that new environment bring a new change and a turnaround. Their history was rewritten. Things were not made the same. And before I had, my wife has conceived. They have children now. So why not do that? Change the environment. Single sisters and brothers. I'm not saying you go and hide, but think of the environment. And of course, our bachelors and spinsters have talked about repackaging. I've talked about uh, sorry, I've talked about you rebranding so that you can be, feasible. So what do you need to do? If where you are presently working, that's why people keep changing work, jobs, from one job to another to get better job that will give them that speed up to get to their peak. People, changes has come to stay. So you must have to do what? You must have to work on this principle. Relocate, you could business, your children education, the school where they are. You know, the school is not helping them. You cannot say because I pay small here. You cannot say because my uncle is the owner of the school. You cannot say because my brother is the owner. No, but it's affecting the children. It's affecting your relationship with that person. Change their school. My friend, this year, I need to tell you that if there's anything you could think, I'm happy to tell you that and announce to you that the peak is your target and you must get there. Aim at the sky. Aim at it. Aim at it. And that sky there should be your limits in life. And when you reach the peak of your life, you remember that someone told you that this year you are going to get there. Let me tell you again what you get as you mount up to that peak of life. Number one, fulfillment. Two, joy, happiness, good health. Three, you will be the helpers of others, giving them line, giving them a helping hand, and pick them up. Not only that, people will read about you. People will talk about you. People will want to join you. So, my friend, how happy will you be? If you will be like the person that reached the peak of Mount Everest, Hillary, and you remember how many times he failed, I remember how many people died on that adventures, and himself did it. And eventually, one day, he has to snatch Mount Everest and paste it all over his room. And anytime he wakes up and look at Mount Everest and then talk to Mount Everest, as I see you, you are not growing again, but I am expanding. I will climb you, get to the peak of that, and I'll break world's records. You know what happened? He summed up courage. He renewed and refreshed his mind, and replant and re-strategized. And eventually, Hillary does what? Climbed up Mount Everest and broke the records. And his name was written in the Guinness Books of Records. So this year, as you get to the peak of that your expectation, that your aspirations, you will be written in the books of who? Fame. Your name will be written in gold. So please, I want to tell you that this video must be shared. You must like it, you must subscribe, and not only that, you must comment. Comment. Next time, please visit this chat room. We call it financial chat room. But then we need to bring in some things that help us to break and live independent, financial independence. That's why we're here. Do what? Share it, blow it off. Blow it, spray it, like it, comments on it, and subscribes. And then I can see you happy next time. Thank you. Happy listening.